Okay, so, welcome back. I totally did not mean to, like, accidentally misclick and then have to accidentally misclick and go online. What happened is that I accidentally turned off, Streamlabs, or, like, ran to an error. Everything's fine, it's just, it's a matter of, like, clicking wrong button, because of course I did. Okay. So, with that out of the way, we are back, and welcome to the stream. We are today continuing the endgame of Ace Attorney Investigations, Miles Edgeworth. Last time, we, basically found the mastermind behind everything, who is none other than, Quercus Alba. The seemingly feeble old man who was actually a conniving mastermind. Wow, I need to be careful of my teacup. I said it before we went offline. I'm just saying it because it's part of the backlog. I accidentally spilled my teacup today, and it was a bad idea. Like, I spilled my tea, and it went all over the place, and I got really lucky with the results. But yeah, Quercus Alba is now there, and our main mission is to make sure that that fucker finally, like, is brought to justice, because he's hiding under very annoying extraterritorial rights. We also proved, that, wow, my brain is short-circuiting. We also proved that, a bit of like the contraptions that Alba and Sheena used in order to do that, and Lang was just playing dumb, accusing Franziska of doing a crime she clearly didn't commit, and it was all to basically like catch Alba red-handed. And now we're gonna continue cross-examining Alba. My question is, will we finish this game today or not? Because I have a feeling we might. If not, then we'll just continue onwards and like continue it next time. Alba's Alibi, part the second. The last time I met Mr. Cochin was here at the Theatrum de Trellis. After that, I was in Alabas the rest of the time, as I stated earlier. In any case, I did not see Mr. Cochin again after that. So you see, there is no span in which I could have killed him. Wouldn't you agree? Yeah. Now, since you people are practically begging, I'll allow you to question me. What an arrogant old man! Yes, but no matter. We can't allow this chance to escape us. I will warn you though. You've reached the end of my patience. Waste my time with inane questions and you'll be punished. Ooh, so any needless pressing or presenting would hurt our case. Oh my goodness. In that case, the only thing you can do is present the correct evidence. Understood? Of course, I don't intend to let him intimidate me. I know Mr. Cochin was killed before he returned to Babar. In which case, there's only one statement in which I need to present the evidence. Okay, so what we need to do is basically find the statement, present the evidence, and the game already forewarned me that we just need to present evidence. Now, it has been a week, and a pretty crazy week for me, so let's see if I still know what I'm doing. If I remember the details as well. Okay, after that I was in Alabasta for the rest of the time, as I stated earlier. In any case, I did not see Mr. Cochin again after that, so you see there is no time span in which I could have killed him, wouldn't you agree? Amazing, diplomats really do know how to craft answers that don't answer anything! Oh, that's so real. So if the only place he met the victim was at the theater, then when was he killed? We know that Mr. Cochin didn't return to the ball alive, which means that the only time he could have been killed is when they were both here. And that means that he was planning to kill Mr. Cochin from the start. So basically... So what I'm gonna do now... Oh, thank you so much for the follow. Who gave me a follow? Hello, Sophia Yuki. Thank you so much for the follow. I appreciate you coming. We're currently in the end game of Ace Attorney Investigations. Thank you so much for the follow. It's much appreciated. I hope you read the rules to the chat. And for now, enjoy me being goofy and trying to figure out how to bring this old geezer to justice. This is like the end game of the first Ace Attorney Investigations game, so spoilers are pretty much there. Anyways, let's present evidence. So there is no span of time which could have... Would you agree? Well, we know when he killed him. I think that what we need to do is... I followed you on Twitter and would appreciate a follow back. Sure, whatever. I can do that, but I also would appreciate no shilling. But I'll do that because you asked nicely. In the meantime, I am going to think a bit. Okay. Okay. Anyways, I gave you a follow. Thank you for... And now we're at 40 followers. We're 10 followers away from getting the Honkai Star Wheel going. So I think that like the main thing, the only thing that's best to present is the security footage. And the only time it could have happened, well, probably been, it would probably be at like 5:21 after he left. So maybe 5:20.
Objection!
No, that was not what I need to present. Fuck. Okay. Let's try again. We need something that... Maybe we need evidence that indicates time. Or maybe I'll try pressing him. We're not rushing here, but man, some of these testimonies some of the testimonies in this one like completely took me for a spin.
Hold it!
The alibi is that there was no time span in which you could have killed Mr. Cochin. Yes, because I was in the theater watching the stage show. Hey, Mr. Edgeworth, do you remember seeing him sitting in the audience? I'm sorry, but I don't remember anything outside of what was going on stage. You shouldn't have been so focused on the show and paid attention to your surroundings! Mr. Edgeworth, it is the fact that Ambassador Alba came to the theater. I guess you didn't know that because you didn't see him at the Steel Samurai show. Well, I do recall that he and you had a photo shoot with the Steel Samurai. It looks like you are finally beginning to understand. Now then, will that be all? No, wait! I'm not finished yet!
Objection!
Oof. You're not very good at listening, are you? I told you I don't have the time to listen to a bunch of useless questions. Okay. So we did not need to press that. And I also got shamed for paying attention to my favorite show. Hello, welcome to the stream. Oh, I see you're still here, Sophia. I hope you are enjoying this. Have you played Ace Attorney beforehand? Like either game, whether it be this one or the other. So when could he have been killed? Maybe he could have been during the fires. The first fire during the Jam Ninja show.
Objection!
I didn't know why I presented that, but wow, I am. Let's see. I completely forgot what I need to do here, but again, like the game is showing me. So I think about the game is showing me I just need to present the evidence. In any case, I did not see. After that, I was in Alabas for the rest of the time, as I stated earlier. The bulge is unnatural. This is entranceways into Babal and Albas from the Theatre Neutralis. Okay. The last time I met Mr. Cochin was here at the Theatre Neutralis. Okay. After there was Albas. Maybe I need to present this in here.
Objection!
No. Damn, I'm... Okay, let's look at the history. Amazing diplomats really do know how to craft answers, don't really answer everything. He met the victims in the theater, that's when he was killed. You know, Mr. Cochin didn't return to Babal alive, which means that the only time he could have been killed is when they were both here. And that means that he was planning to kill Mr. Cochin from the start. I mean, there was no time span where he could have killed him. I think that what I need to understand is, like, when. Like, when could the killing have happened? And I'm pretty sure that, like, presenting the fires in Babal is not it. This is basically showing the entrances. I mean... I do not remember what I need to present here. It's not that. Maybe I need to present. Maybe I need to press this.
Hold it!
I don't remember. So you ever saw Mr. Cochin again after he left this theater? That's correct. I'm an incredibly busy man, you know. So it's more likely that Mr. Cochin ran to Ambassador Palaeno. Even now, you push his murder into someone else. How dare you! Saying that I would kill Manny. Ambassador Alba, I demand you refrain from making baseless conjectures. I was merely offering a possibility. Now this wouldn't do. I already see that this is turning to an international incident. Who exactly is presenting who here? In any case, what I need to do is stay positive and forge on. Now then, would that be all? Oh my god. This is really annoying. Again, I think I need to, like, the game told me I need to present... The hint the game gave me is to present evidence. I'm sorry, Chad, we're gonna be here for a while. Before he returned to Ball. Maybe I need to present this here.
Objection!
No. No.
Objection!
You know, at this rate, I think I might look up a strategy guide because I don't know what I need to present. I'm gonna check. I mean, I think that, like, again, I think that the key is time span, and that's like the where. Yeah, sorry, I'm just, I think I'm just gonna look up a strategy guide because I'm kind of clueless. I'm cheating. I am unfortunately cheating. I don't know what the game wants from me. This game hard. Game hard. I needed to present. Oh my gosh. Maybe. Is that what I need to present?
Objection!
Okay, game, explain. Explain what? Is it during that time? Is it because the murder weapon was there? I'd like to take a look at this picture. It's a rather nice picture, isn't it? It was to commemorate the restoration of relations between our two nations. He's doing a rhyme, haha. It's commemorative, alright? One that captures the proof I need to show it was you who committed the murder. Come again? This is the knife that killed Mr. Cochin. I see, recognize it. As well you should, for it was you who brought it into the theater. I see, that's one. He needed to prove that, like, it was in the Theatre Neutralis, and the evidence was the fact he had the weapon inside the bouquet. You hid it among the flowers you were to give to the Steel Samurai. Meaning that you killed Manny Cochin here at this theatre. It's time for me to catch my flight.
Objection!
We're not through yet.
Objection!
It's game over for you, Mr. Edgeworth. Oh my god, he's back to being a gamer, guys. But I thank you for the entertainment. Ugh. No matter how passionate you write, the end result will still be the same. I won't be returning to this country ever again. That's right. This man is an ambassador, and he has extraterritorial rights. No matter how hard we chase after him, we won't be able to have him tried in court. Yes, that is exactly the face you should be making. The face of a worthless cur. No! Now then, ladies and gentlemen, I must bid you farewell. I mean, we asked them the one question. The corpse. Is there no one who can lay a finger on this man? Is this really the end?
Knuckle back!
Well, it seems like Lang is back to the rescue. Agent Lang! Sorry to keep you waiting, Mr. Prosecutor. Get out of my way. My plane is scheduled to take off soon. Sorry, but you're not going anywhere, Mr. Alba. I'm through playing games with you people. You can't touch me. If you do, it would spark an international incident, Agent Lang. Sorry, no, it wouldn't. What? Hey, Mr. Prosecutor. Good job holding fort down here until I got back. So, Mr. Alba, your diplomatic immunity has just been revoked. Ooh, how did he do that? What do you mean, revoked? Spare me this nonsense and let me through.
Knuckle back!
Longzy says, before aiming for the throat, chew the neck to shield off first. Nom, 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 nom. Interpol headquarters and the Imperial household of the Kingdom of Albast. Took a while to get things rolling, but they finally moved on it. The Imperial household? You, what have you done? You have been relieved of your duties as ambassador, Mr. Alba. What? 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 Wow, that cracked him. This is the biggest face crack of the century. Wow. Effective today, effective right now. And you have Mr. Prosecutor's video to thank you for this. The video of the autographs you protected. You can't be arrested simply because you're an ambassador. In that case, I thought I'd strip you of that title. You underestimated me, a descendant of the founder of the Tainted philosophy, Longzy. 4,000 years of deeply entrenched connections and networks around the world have really paid off. It can't be! I don't believe this! My ambassadorship has been revoked? Ha ha ha! Looks like you're finally coming to grips with your new standing. Woohoo! Looks like he's turned docile again. He's probably in shock from the loss of his shield. What a shame. I've had so wanted to use my whip on him. Why is this happening to me? I'm just a hard-working, honest ambassador.
Knuckle back!
Do you really think you can still pull it out on us now? We're already ripped away the mask and seen you for who you really are, Mr. Alba. It's time for wave 2.
Objection!
No, I won't be stopped now. He still intends to fight us. So what if I am no longer an ambassador? You still don't have any evidence on me. The fact remains that you cannot arrest me. I'd expect no less for you, the boss of the smuggling ring. Well, the rest is up to you, Mr. Prosecutor. My job here is done. Well, you know, you actually did do something. Understood. You say I killed Mr. Colchin in the theater. But even if it's true, there was that knife in my bouquet. I left the bouquet in the theater. So anyone could have taken it from there and used it, right? Besides, the claim that he was killed here itself is odd. After all, wasn't his body discovered in Babal? Are you claiming that I carried his body all the way over there? Preposterous.
Objection!
I'll be the one to prove whether it's preposterous or not. Good. Ex-Ambassador Alba, are you ready? Because this is no game. This is war. War game. Part 3. I killed Mr. Culture in this theater using a knife that was stuck in my bouquet. I left that bouquet in the theater. Anyone could have taken the knife from there. Besides, Mr. Culture's body was discovered in Babal, right? There is no way for me to have transported his body from the theater to Babal. Look, don't you think I've had enough fun with me? You've had enough fun with me? You already stolen my ambassadorship from me. Wouldn't you have me surrender too?
Not so fast!
You have no plans of a return to this country, isn't that right? Did you know that a bunch of your subordinates are seeking asylum because of you? Ooh, what's up? Ha ha ha. As if I care. Ooh, a countryman who... A diplomat who does not care for his citizens. He's certainly playing the same old tunes. Hey, Mr. Prosecutor. Boot this guy off the embassy and we can finally end everything. I know, and I will give it all... my all to give that he leaves in the handcuffs. But as Hydra Ambassador, he's just another witness. Yes, just another witness. All right, what are we waiting for? Let's get this guy. Get him good. I wonder if they understand what I can do is present evidence to testimony. He's no superhero. That's for sure. Well, we know how we could have transported it. There was a pushcart.
Objection!
This testimony was rather easy. It was mostly like the big scary one with the big penalties that was put me on edge. Actually, I do believe there's a way to transport the body out of the theater. Perhaps you should give this a look. What is that supposed to be? It's footage from a security camera that captured the state of the immigration area. Should I congratulate you on getting your hands on it? Just letting you know that we're not the only ones watching your every movement. Humph. Thank you for the warning. Now, if you could take a good look at this section here. This slump here inside the pushcart. Do you know what's causing it? Should I? Because I don't. In that case, allow me to enlighten you. This is the cause of the unnatural lump against the cloth in the pushcart.
Take that!
It's the notes on Mr. Coachin's body. No, it's actually the body. What is the meaning of showing me that? It's to say that the unnatural bulge of the pushcart is Mr. Coachin's body. You had to see the samurai wheel his body away from the real crime scene. What a guess. But I wonder if you have any evidence to support it. I admit that for now, it is an hypothesis. However... If you can't prove it, then I'm afraid I must be on my way. I don't have any more time to play with you people. Hold it! There we go. The pushcart just in time. Sorry for it took so long, Edgeworth, sir! There's the pushcart. Gummy? Detective Gumshoe, is that Steel Samurai's pushcart? Yes, sir. I found it in the open-air stage area. So that's where you went? Detective spirit that Pops left me with. I thought I'd follow my gut and go with it, sir. Good on Gumshoe. So, Mr. Edgeworth, is this worth anything to the case? Yes. It just might play a major role in solving this case, detective. But something isn't right. I thought that the entire samurai family was in Alabast. Where exactly in the open-air stage did you find this pushcart? I found it just lying there at the edge of the stage, sir. Oh, well, let's leave it for now and examine the inside. Detective? Yes, sir. Well, we look inside, and will you look at that? There's blood. It's blood! This must be Mr. Cochin's blood. Which only goes to prove if Mr. Cochin's body was indeed transported by this pushcart. I believe you understand what this means, correct? You kill Mr. Cochin in the theater and then place his body inside the pushcart. And then you force the steel samurai to unwittingly move the body for you.
Objection!
You forced him to move the body into alabaster? What nonsense! Why would I bother to do such a thing?
Objection!
You were scheduled to make a speech in alabaster, meaning it was difficult for you to make a stop in the ball. However, what if you move the body to alabaster? It's all or bust. Because it was your embassy, you could keep an eye on it and tamper with the evidence. And then you smuggled it out of alabaster. No! If I can show you how you moved the body from alabaster to the ball, then I win. But you can't! The security between the two countries is incredibly tight. I'll be the one to judge whether I can or cannot prove it. So I ask you to provide us with testimony regarding your movements after you returned to alabaster. Mrs. Edgeworth, have you figured it out? Do you know how the body was moved? To be honest, I'm looking just about my hypothesis at this time. However, I don't believe I made a mistake in my logic up to this point. Which means there is no question that can't be answered, right? The primitive statue was smuggled successfully through a brief flight through the air. So why shouldn't there be an answer to how the body was moved? Which means that there must be a logic flaw somewhere I can't exploit. Time to exploit some glitches. Movements in alabaster. After I returned to alabaster, I had my picture taken with the steel samurai, shaking hands. Then, just as I was about to start my speech, the Atagarasu appeared. I feared for the national treasure, so I raced back to my office. Okay, 3 testimonies. Is that all? Yes, that's all.
Objection!
It looks like you left out a few things, such as the murder of the Master Second. Furthermore, you left out the part about meeting with me in your office. Those trifling matters. I don't believe I need to speak up of those things again. He speaks so slowly, I don't really know how I can reiterate it. I do so hate to waste time. What? Is not every life precious? Do you really need me to answer that for you?
Objection!
People like you cannot be allowed to wander freely through society. Then you better try hard, because I doubt you'll find a single contradiction. He's really full of himself, isn't he? Yes, he is. How can you be so confident at a time like this? Come on, don't be shy. Go ahead and ask whatever you'd like. I think we just need to press some statements and then we'll find something. After I returned to alabaster and my picture taken with the steel samurai, shaking hands. Then, just as I was about to start my speech, the Atagarasu appeared. He feared for the national treasure, so I raced back to my office.
Hold it!
And what happened after we returned to your office? I don't want to keep on repeating this, however. Upon my return, I had the stroke of bad luck, and bumped into Maskerman.
Objection!
And I don't want to keep on repeating this either. But his name was the Master Second. Who cares what he was called? By the time he got to the primitive statue he was supposed to steal, it had already been swapped for the fake. Talk about an unlucky man, being bludgeoned to death with a fake statue. Oh wow, this guy sucks. And she's using her steam toy. Miss Mankara is really letting her whip fly now. Ugh. I think the scary part of her is her silence while doing it. She needs to let out of some steam. Let her do that, Gumshoe. She must be at the limit of her patience as well. Physical attacks are meaningless here. Only evidence will suffice. Ugh, I can't find a single contradiction. Mr. Edgeworth, he's totally dead on the inside, just like a hollow tree. You're the one who can cut him down to size, Mr. Edgeworth, sir. At this point in time, we lacked information that required to fight back properly. Hey, Mr. Prosecutor, you just say the word and I'll get him talking for you. Don't forget, we have plenty of ways to get him to talk. We've got some real scary people on our side, huh, Kay? They sure do, and she's also scary. Well, I am ready to help out, Gummy. How about you? I can't believe even you're getting into this. In that case, I'm ready too, sir. Ugh, everyone please calm down. I'll think of something. Maybe for now we're gonna press the 3 statements and then see if we can get a secret 4th statement to pop up. So why was it only with the Steel Samurai? I thought the Pink Princess was also around. The Pink Princess was suffering from bad grippe at the time. And doctors recommend that she rest. Wow, so you do have a soft side after all. I don't know. The pain of the bad grippe. I suppose none of you can really understand how it feels. Oh, so you tend to strain your back as well, huh? But isn't it just because you're normally all hunched over? I like how they're bothering him about that. He did not need to keep up the act no matter what. He didn't need to keep up the act no matter what, I suppose. Huh. The point of this is not to discuss my back problems. I mean, we have other problems you are showing us. Like the fact you're lying. For about 15 minutes after a handshake, I was in my office preparing for the speech. Then, just as I was about to start the speech, the Atagarasu appeared.
Hold it!
The Atagarasu was just a trick you had set up. Amusing joke. And how do you suppose that I set it up? If you really want to know, I can explain the detail for you. You arranged the spotlights and rose gardens so that when you were taking the stage, the audience would see the Atagarazu's shadow. Oh, this is an interesting take. Sadly, it has nothing to do with me. What's it going to take for you to fess up anything? Very well then, let's move on to a different question. After the Atagarasu appeared, what was the state of the Rose Garden? Everyone took after your job inside the embassy. I even helped with the effort. And then, once everyone was inside, well... Ugh. I can't find a single flaw in his argument. At this rate, I won't be able to prove that he actually is guilty of anything. Are we finished here? Mines, Edgeworth! Can you not come up with how the body was moved to Babal? Sir! Mr. Edgeworth! Even after proving so much, is he going to get away with it? I mean, he was really trolling. Yeah. Is this the end? Well... Hold it! It appears that we made it just in time. It would be a great honor if you would allow us to be allies in your battle. Evil magistrate, it's time for you to pay. And then he's standing the child around. It's the Steel Samurai! Everyone's making dramatic appearances to bring the guy back. No, you are mistaken, for I am Steel Samurai Daddy, married man of Neo Old Tokyo. This is Pink Princess Mommy! I don't like the implication that these two had sex. Edgepoo! No! Yowie. The two people that I want to see the least. Larry! What are you two doing here? It's time for the two goofballs to show up. Way to show gratitude, Edgy! We just want to help! Yeesh! I'm gonna get the bad guy with a single thrust of my samurai spear! Go away! Oh, Edgeworth. How can you be so mean to us, Edgypoo? All three of us came to lend a hand, and this is how you treat us? Isn't it grand? And I see how they managed to find the Iron Infant. Does it really matter right now? Hey! Is it just me or is the Iron Infant completely soaked? Hmm? Oh, yeah. I found him in Babal. He was in the middle of the pool. Wait a second. Larry, go back to what you just said. Huh? Oh, it appears that we made it. Not that back. Something about finding the Iron Infant in Babal. We found it in a pool. I don't recall there being one in Babal. Oh, that! Well, I was in Albas the whole time. So I have no idea how the Iron Infant wound up in Babal. I thought I lost him in the Rose Garden. But I guess not. Maybe this cute kid can swim, huh? Wait, what? Larry? You lost the Iron Infant in the Rose Garden? Are you sure about that? Yeah, I'm sure. But I found him in...
Hold it!
That's enough, Larry. The Iron Infant that Larry managed to move between the two countries. Furthermore, the Iron Infant was found soaked in the middle of a pool. This is what I've been looking for. It's another smuggling route between the countries. The key to the route the Iron Infant took to travel from Albat into Babal is the symmetry. Oh, that's right. The embassy was built with bilateral symmetry in mind. Detective Gumshoe. Yes, sir. There's a location I wish for you to examine post-haste. It is where I believe the route used to smuggle Mr. Cochin's body lies. Something like that really exists, sir? An embassy built on bilateral symmetry. Meaning that this is where I need to examine. And in this case, it's probably the open-air stage.
Take that!
Yes, sir. I'll be back for you when you know... before you know it. It's too late. Doesn't matter what you do, it's all a waste of time.
Not so fast!
You will stay here with us and wait. This is Edgeworth. Mr. Edgeworth, it's here, sir. There's a reservoir here, just like in the Rose Garden. Just as I suspected. What is it? The two sides of the embassy are mirror images of each other. Which means that there is also a pool at the corresponding location in the Babalese side. Mr. Cochin's body was moved into Babal through the pool in Alabas.
Objection!
Avoiding the topic with a answer like that is unbecoming of a prosecutor. If you don't mind, I'd like to see more physical proof, if you have any. The Iron Infant is positively soaked in water. Why do you think that is? It's because he was fished out of the pool, and not just any pool. It was the Babalese one. I think it's pretty obvious at this point what must be true. The water reservoirs in two country yards are connected.
Objection!
And there is your proof that the two sides are connected.
Objection!
The proof is right here before your eyes. The half-drowned Iron Infant. What? This blasted doll? Okay, this is probably one of the coolest sprites because, like, his skull is cracked, like you can see the teeth. It's like, what? The guy never uses lotion. Mr. Edgeworth, I'm back! Hey. Don't tell me. You guys figured out everything out without me? We did, thanks to the hero of justice's son. Even if he was just a doll, he managed to help us foil the villain.
Not so fast!
Hey, Mr. Prosecutor. Look, I don't want to say this, but it's kind of unlikely the body just happened to have passed through the ball. This guy's a doll and he's small, so I can believe he made it out, but he has a point. Yes, that's right. I'm glad someone here understands. Mr. Edgeworth, I'm going to next propose that a dead body can swim through a pipe. You see, Mr. Prosecutor, our chase after this man is far from over. Agent Kling. Why is he helping Mr. Alba out now? He's not. He realized the flaw in my argument is helping to move the logic along. We are cooperating, hooray! It only took a bunch of hours before that could happen. In which case, I should return the favor and find an answer. And another thing. Mr. Cochin's body was found in his office in Babal. So what happened to his body after he was transported to the open-air stage? Mr. Alba had an accomplice in Babal, remember? You mean Sheena, right? With her there, you can see how it was possible to move the body up to the office.
Objection!
Are you seriously claiming she swam through the connected pipe with the body? He's right! Miss Sheena would have drowned if she did that. It's hard to imagine that she swam through the connecting pipe. It looks like your hypothesis about how the body was moved is still only half-baked. In the end, it's all just the befuddled musings of an accusatory man. Now then, I believe you should give up and allow me a passage. Because from the start, there was no feasible method for transporting the body. What? Mr. Prosecutor, recall Sheena's movements. Ugh. What was happening at the embassy around the time Miss Sheena was in Babal? Ooh, if only there was a way to get rid of the water in the pool. Get rid of the water. Aha! That's it! Now I believe it's time we're really done, right?
Objection!
Not quite yet, good sir. Unfortunately for you, it's far from over, Mr. Alba. You are the most persistent man. Are you saying that you've thought of a way to move the body through the water? Move the body through the water? That's completely unrelated to how it was done. Excuse me? The reason I say that is because there wasn't any water at that time. What do you mean there wasn't any water? Just what it sounds like. Tonight's events made it possible to drain the water, allowing the body to be moved. Because
Take that!
you had fires, baby. Tonight the Atagarasu set fire to a variety of locations in the Babalese embassy. In order to put the fires out, much of the reservoir's water was used. Of course, when the water was used, the reservoir's water level went down. Oh, man, this yawn caught me unprepared. If enough water was drained, the connecting pipe would be used to traverse the border.
Objection!
Humph. So what? The water level went down? The reservoirs were connected? Does any of this matter? You can't prove any of this. Humph. Pretending to be ignorant won't work with me. We both know what kind of situations we're in right now. Even in game, there comes a critical, game-changing moment. Ah, that's a bit meta. A moment in which you hit a wall that you must overcome in order to beat the game. Wow, Edgeworth is really laying it thick with the gamer analogies, am I right? Very, very much so. I haven't lost yet. I found a route used to smuggle the body, and that route will lead to your defeat.
Not so fast!
Even if all the water was used by the firefighting effort, you still can't really call that a smuggling route. I know that. I should have figured out you would notice. Hey, Mr. Alba, how deep are those pools anyway? I have you know these pools are extremely deep. And that there is no ladders or footholds along the walls either. It would be difficult for Sheena to hold the body and climb up out of a pool. Ladders or footholds along the walls. There was no need for such things. What do you mean? If one thing was used for certain something, they could go up or down the pool at will. Oh, it looks like you have the answer already. Well, what are you waiting for, Mr. Prosecutor? Enlighten us already. The way in which Miss Sheena and the body were able to rise to ground level. There was a way to control the water level that could be the way the body was moved. This was used so the body and Miss Sheena could move up and down the pool. And this contradiction I also remember from Reflex. And it's the fact...
Take that!
The fountain spouts auto-refill. Mr. Alba, use the fountain spouts in a manner of speaking. Use the fountain spouts? How so? The water level in the pools can be controlled by opening and closing the spouts. Miss Sheena and the body were lifted upwards by their buoyancy in water. Science. The fire in the Barbalese side in a firefighting effort. These were set in motion for all the sake of smuggling Mr. Cochin's body. Shall I show you the final destination of my train of logic leads? Oh, that's interesting. Train of logic. Edgeworth has a choo-choo, guys. First, Mr. Alba closed the fountain spouts in advance in preparation for things to come. Then, he took the pushcart that was brought to the rose garden and pushed it along with the iron infant and Mr. Cochin's body into the pool. At this time, Sheena was busy conveniently starting the first fire in the bowl. She then made it to the open-air stage pool to wait for the firefighting effort to begin. When the firefighters used the water in the pool, the water level went down. And by the time the fire was put out, the pipe between the two pools was exposed. This was when she pushed the pushcart from alabaster into the ball. Once that was accomplished, Mr. Alba simply opened the fountain spouts once more. And the water level rose up to its original level, along with Sheena and the body. After that, Miss Sheena used the pushcart to carry the body up the Secretariat's office. There's an elevator in the embassy after all, so you see. Even with her small frame, she could have easily transported Mr. Cochin's body. And that wraps up my thorough explanation of how the body was moved. Gah. Yo! Wow. What is even behind the black things? Like, is it muscles? It's like the face crack just makes 0 sense. The more I look at it, the more questions I have. Well, ex-Ambassador Alba, what do you think? Not so untouchable without your precious extraterritorial rights to protect you, are you? I knew you could do it, Mr. Edgeworth. Way to fight back!
Objection!
You accuse me of moving the body across the country lines? But when you get down to the nitty-gritty, you don't have what it takes to indict me. The nitty-gritty? What does the old man want now? It is very true. I mean, it really does take a bunch of rounds to get this guy going. It's a bit exhausting. It's like a second health bar approaches. Proof, I believe, is what he seeks. Yes, proof. Without any, who is to say whether or not any of what you said really happened? He wants proof? What are we going to do, Mr. Edgeworth? There is no need to worry. I've had the proof we need all along. And what is the proof? The body wasn't the only thing to go through the pools connecting the pipe tonight. Oh, it's that! Okay, I think I got it. Just as Detective Gumshoe found the pushcart in the open-air stage area, so too did I find one other item here. And that... And I hope you guys aren't hearing the background noises from the cabin. My door is closed though. This was another thing that was smuggled over to Babal's open air stage area. And now we know why the pick was wet.
Take that!
And what exactly is this? You have no idea, do you? This little piece of found on the Babali's side will be your undoing. A guitar pick. Why would you care to explain how that is going to do me in, as it were? Much to your chagrin, perhaps, but this is not a guitar pick. What? This is something I found in the open-air stage which has transported with the body. I naturally assumed that you would recognize it, since you took a photo with it after all. But since you don't, allow me to show you what this fragment from this stage area belongs to. And it's the alabaster knife. Let's take a good look at the murder weapon that was used to kill Matty Cochin. On the handle of this knife there's a beautifully blooming flower. And honestly, I'm surprised they only connected the dots now. However, it will appear that it's missing a single petal. Now let's see what happened when we switch this pick in that open slot. It's like a charm. It's a perfect fit! I assume that the petal might have fallen off the flower during Mr. Cochin's murder. Then it was accidentally placed into the pushcart along with Mr. Cochin's body.
Objection!
That's an interesting story, nothing more.
Objection!
Oh, I assure you, it's more than just a story. Because for some odd reason, this flower petal was wet when I found it. It was wet, you say? Yes, and the only place it could have gotten wet from is the open-air stage's pool. Now I ask you, how did part of a weapon which was smuggled into the theatre wind up in the open-air stage area on the Babali's side of the embassy? I don't think I need to waste any words explaining this, as the petal explains it all for me. It proves that someone went from the Rose Garden's pool and threw it to Babal. Impossible! The people of Zhengfa have been waiting to see you face to face, Mr. Alba. I'll tell everyone back home we'll be there soon. You should be happy. Why? Yes. Why? Why? It's a little late to be asking that question. You should have known from the very beginning. When you took off your first life. No matter how many plot, or how many try to cover, or how many you may try to cover it all up. There we go, I figured it out. You can never hide from your crime and what you've done. Because you are here to see it that justice is served to people like you.
Objection!
We are here. Can't you call what you've given a perfect argument? You know, I don't think this guy is going to ever admit to his wrongdoings, Mr. Edgeworth. Because he values himself above all else. People who can't be negotiated with, or people who refuse to admit what they've lost. I don't believe those kinds of people really exist, because everyone breaks eventually. Okay. Right. I have no choice but to use all the evidence I have. I'll use it all until he breaks under the weight of his crimes. Mr. Alba, I request you to testify once more. Just one more testimony. This really will be the end of the line. But before we do that, I have to go to the bathroom. So just stay in or just skip to the end of the stream. I mean, to when I come back. When you guys yeah, I'm going to go to the bathroom and I'll be back in a bit. Okay, I am back. I had a hunch that we might finish this Tournament of Blaze tonight. But and it seems like I was correct, but let's do it anyways. And to be continued. We are now getting into the final moment of this case. The final testimony. March 15th, 3:33 a.m., Theatre Neutralis lobby. Man, everyone must be so fucking tired. It's like, I'm impressed with the amount of energy Edgeworth has to, like, pursue this guy into the dead of night. Mr. Alba, I request that you testify once more. As if there's anything else for me to testify about. You still have yet to fully prove that it was Mr. Alba who murdered Mr. Cochin. Well, I would like to hear about your movements before the murder occurred. I wonder if you could tell us about what you did at the Theatre Neutralis. Very well. I suppose I could tell you about that. Because all I did was watch the Steel Samurai stage show. Elaborating on even that alone is good enough for me. The only way for me to place this man under arrest is to pinpoint the exact location. Where the murder took place, for that is the key for this investigation. I watched from the last row. The stage was well lit, but it was dark out in the audience. I swear I was in the audience, but it's hard to prove that, I suppose. I do remember the content of the show very well, though. Is that proof enough for you? Those moving scenes were seared into this old man's heart. I'll never forget them. Can't believe the guy's a Toku fan. So you were in the theater proper, watching the Steel Samurai stage show, weren't you? Oi. Of course I was. I have a great fondness for the Steel Samurai. Yeah, I was pretty cool up there, wasn't I? You're not the one who was cool, it was the Steel Samurai who's cool. Oh, Edgeworth is in denial. Not the river in Egypt. Yeah, and the Steel Samurai's special finishing move today was really something, huh? Hey, Edgy! Who is she? Who is this super cute girl? She's a minor. She's been standing here this whole time and only now he notices her? Her name is Kate Faraday, and she's helping me in my investigation. And you better not make any moves on her, or it will be very problematic. Sorry I didn't get to introduce myself earlier. Better late than ever. Yeah, it's okay. I'm Larry Butts! It's good that Franziska's here. Silence in the peanut gallery. There is no time for such trivialities in a time like this. Mr. Prosecutor, this is the final battle. You got that? I know. This is the end. For that man there. Now that's the kind of thing I like to hear. I think I'll give trusting you a try, Mr. Prosecutor. Or rather, Mr. Edgeworth. I leave this critical battle up to you, Mr. Edgeworth. Have no fear. I will finish my job. This really is the end game. The time has come to expose every last one of Mr. Alba's lies. In the Steel Samurai show. Oh, this is so goofy. This is probably gonna be the last time we're gonna hear the remaster of this track in the Let's Play. Which is a shame, because I really like it. It's where I was down in the audience, but it's hard to prove that, I suppose. I do remember the contents of the show very well. Though, is that proof enough for you?
Hold it!
Let's ask him what he has to say about that. Well, I remember the contents of the show as well myself. That's nice. That's nice? Miss Edgeworth, don't allow yourself to be riled up by him on this important juncture. She's keeping it in check. I wasn't planning to let him. Well, if you ask me, I think I'm the biggest Steel Samurai expert around here. And did you think the climatic scene of today's show was totally awesome? Hello, sorry, hi! Hello, hi, Papaya! It's good to see you. I'm sorry I cannot hear your testimony. I'm busy grooving to the song. Yeah. Anyways, it's good to see you. How long have you been here? Yeah, no, this is definitely one of my favorite cross-examination theme songs in all the series. If it wasn't obvious. It is an absolute banger. I remember that whip. And that spectacular special move. The way you delivered the final blow against the evil magistrate. Early summer rain jab. Oh, that scene will forever live in my heart forever. Is that how it went? I totally forgot about that. Because, of course, he did. Oh, man. Larry is such a boy failure. It's incredible. How can you easily forget your own special moves? That's the special attack that the Steel Samurai uses when he's using the Samurai Spear. Yes, so today was the first time they showed it off, was it not? If I hadn't watched the show, then how could I answer you with the name of the move? I suppose you are correct. If you could please... But if you could please elaborate on this point for me. Boy failure with 20 girlfriends. The unintentional player. The unintentional player, but it's like... Listen, I don't think... Like, it's not that he had 20 girlfriends in the same time. It's that, like... He just moved from girl to girl. Like, not as... Like, they just pushed him from one to another. It's like he's a hand... Larry Butts is like the hand-me-down of boyfriends. He's being handed down from one girl to another. So, I actually know this one. Because, again... He couldn't do the early summer rain jab. Because he bent it. This is when the case goes into absolute goofiness. The special move today was the early summer rain jab. Is that your final answer? Well, are you trying to, like... Is this like a quiz? Edgeworth? Because it does sound like it.
Objection!
You little irritating nut. Do you think you could trip me just by asking the same question over and over? That was not my intention. Your testimony is more than sufficient. However, I believe it would be wise for you to take a look at this. The Samurai Spear. What about it? This spear actually never made it on stage today. Boy failure with... The Larry is just a boy failure who always happens to have the most important testimony in like in the case. And it's like the most inconsequential shit. And then it ends up being like the most important piece of evidence that changes everything around every damn time. If I remember correctly, that's also the case in investigations too. Almost Christmas, but it wasn't Christmas. No, wait. Almost Christmas means it wasn't Christmas. There we go. I got the line right. Excuse me. Unfortunately for you, tonight's Steel Samurai happened to be a goof of a young man with an abundance of useless hot-bloodedness. Huh? Having said that, said useless man bent the spear during his rehearsal this evening. Okay, do you remember what the Steel Samurai special move was tonight?
It was the Steel Samurai Sushi Slash.
Correct. Because again didn't use the spear, a last minute change was made. Had you really been watching this show, you would have known the move was used. Quercius Alba. Or is it Quercus Alba? You didn't watch a single minute of the Steel Samurai show tonight, did you? Yeah! Haha! So, if he wasn't watching the show tonight, isn't it open as a possibility that he was busy killing Mr. Cochin instead? So what were you doing during the show? I demand an answer now. What's so funny? You are so sloppy. And so are your conclusions. I mean, just tell me what you did, man. You don't have to taunt me. I still insist that I watch the show. Or most of it, in any case. What do you mean by most of it? Ah, you see, during the show, I left my seat for a spell to visit the bathroom. I assumed that it was when the dramatic scene was played out on stage. That's the lousiest, lamest excuse I've ever heard in my life, pal. Just because he got the name of the move wrong. Can't really use that as proof he didn't watch the show at all. As a fan of the Steel Samurai, I wanted to watch the entire show. Honest.
Objection!
Are you sure about that? As a Steel Samurai fan? For someone who wasn't even in his seat for the climax of the show, you are a fake fan. A real man would have either held his piss in hand, held his pee, or done it beforehand. He's not only is Quercus Alba the criminal mastermind, or a cold-blooded killer, or a pain in the ass. He's also a poser, a fake fan, and I think that's the worst crime he did this entire game. You have no right to call yourself a Steel Samurai fan ever. See, Edgeworth agrees with me. And someone else has something to hold.
Who was that just now?
Larry again. It would be I, young lady. Larry, what are you doing interrupting me like that? Edgy! Please! Hold on for a second, I beg! You may never expect this old man as the Steel Samurai fan, but I only think he's a Steel Samaniac! What exactly is a Steel Samaniac, pal? I believe he meant to say Steel Samurai Maniac. Yeah, trust me, I know a real fan when I see one, because I'm the Steel Samurai!
Objection!
I will never acknowledge you as the true Steel Samurai. I can't believe this game has derailed into discourse about like the authenticity of the Steel Samurai. I think that Edgeworth is so seething that he doesn't even consider the events of the stage show to be canon just because Edgeworth was there. What are you talking about? This is the most important lore. It is the most important lore. I absolutely agree with you. But the thing that for Edgeworth, like he's saying the stage show is not canon because Larry is the one who played him. What are you getting so worked up over, Mr. Edgeworth? In the end, I like how this game builds up Edgeworth's love for the Steel Samurai and then pays it off. That it actually comes into play. This is really good fan service. It appears that the Steel Samurai recognized me as a fan. No! How dare he! As well as he should, for I am a fan. It is not as though I missed the entire show. It was the most amazing show, filled with the spirit of young and the young at heart.
Humph. The sarcasm dripping from his long wooden nose can run thicker.
Getting the name of the move wrong only proves that you didn't watch the last scene. What I really need here is something more definitive. Something that links Mr. Alba directly to the murder of Manny Cochin. You know what, Grams? You're really something else. I'm honored to receive such praise from the Steel Samurai. But what is it for? Well, I was just wondering how you found out about the early summer rain job. That was a bit of a secret only a small portion of the staff know about. Wait, it was a secret. Larry, wait, what did he just say? Huh? Did I say something stupid again? No, you actually said something that's actually stupid that's very important. Oh my god, this is just textbook Larry. Did you say the name Early Summer Rain Job was actually a secret? You know, I think I just remembered something. I'm pretty sure that Larry also showed up in the store and turned out. And I don't remember the twist there, but I'm willing to bet that he also had like, he also found stupid lore, that stupid tidbit of evidence that ended up being very important. That's just like that's just how he works. That's how the Butts works. He has this, he manages to pick up the smell of seemingly trivial but very important evidence, you know. Well, maybe I shouldn't have said secret. It's more like we only decided on name to move right before the start of the show. Blah 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 blah.
Right before?
Yeah, the stage director was going nuts because we were supposed to debut the move. About 5 minutes before the show, we threw it up on the dressing room's right floor. Early summer rain job. Just that's how the name was. Ugh, man, I cannot say words. That's kind of how we decide the name of the move. But by that time, I've already bent the spear, so I guess the whole thing was kind of pointless.
All of you Steel Samurai actors are the same.
The director has my complete sympathy. Franziska, if it's salmonella, I don't think you should be sympathetic to him. You need to issue a restraining order against the guy. Long story short, because we changed the move on to Sushi Slash, we kind of pretend the early summer rain job didn't exist at all. I mean, it'd be bad if someone found out we changed the move, so we kept it a secret. So basically, a gag order was issued for publicity's sake.
It almost makes the early summer rain job sound like lost media.
I mean, she said lost art, but it sounds like lost media, to be honest. Yeah, which is why I think most of the staff haven't even heard of the movie.
Objection!
Hold those lips of yours still. What the heck, old man? I've done nothing but listen, and from what I can tell, it's all very unrelated to the case. It's also very tedious and pointless exercise in wasting time. Much like a kid's show. My guy, Alba. Hypocrite that you are, you were yapping about how much you love the Steel Samurai. You were absolutely yapping. You were glazing to Larry about how you were the biggest Steel Samurai stan. You were glazing about how you were a Samaniac. And then you just say it's a kids show. What the fuck, man? What is this?
Objection!
Mr. Alba, I believe the one who should be quiet now is you. How dare you? I suspect that you already noticed exactly what the severe implications are in this man's testimony. Ha! So now you're trying to bully me, huh? There is no implications to be read into the behind-the-scenes story of a kid's show.
Not so fast!
Don't even think about trying to slither your way out of this, Quercus Alba. You were the one who said it yourself, that the name of the move was Early Summer Rain Job. But the name was only decided upon right before the show was about to start. So, what are you driving at? The name of the movie you told us was never used in the show or said aloud. Now then, would you care to tell us about how you found out the name of that move? Because I can only think of one way it could have known. Quercus Alba, this is the only way you could have known the name of this special move. You saw it. You knew the name because you saw it. You saw it in the dressing room's whiteboard. The staff members who knew were keeping it a secret. So he couldn't have simply gone up to a staff member and asked. Which means the only other options left is that you saw it on the whiteboard. So that means that Mr. Alba was in there at some point, right? But what's the big deal, sir? I don't see what it means. There's another piece of evidence that has a great deal to do with the dressing room. So we can't afford to let this slide. This is related to both the dressing room and Mr. Cochin's murder. And it's, of course, the pushcart.
Take that!
The pushcart that was used to move the body was right there in the dressing room. During the show, the pushcart awaited its turn to be pushed on stage in that dressing room. It was finally pushed there, along with the Iron Infant, in the last scene of the show. And then, right after the show ended, it went into Alabast, along with the Steel Samurai. Which means that the only time the killer could have placed the body inside the pushcart was when the pushcart was in the dressing room backstage. So basically, the killer had to be someone who visited the dressing room during the show. Precisely.
Oh, but wait! What if, and this is just a what if. What if the murder took place right in the dressing room?
What do you mean, Kay? I have to admit she brings up a valid possibility. During the show, the dressing room was supposed to be devoid of people. Slipping out a ticket into a private dressing room then would be as simple as pie. I mean, the number of, or the food. Because, trust me, the number is quite complicated. The killer must have come up with the idea to move the body from the pushcart's end too. Correct. Thus making the theater's dressing room the ideal location for the murder of Monty Cochin. Quercus Alba, during the show you went down to the dressing room. And I want to know why. Yes. Yes, I was there. I went into the dressing room. I knew it. I'm placing you under arrest right now, pal. You got that? Arrest!
Objection!
Well, this sprite specifically of him, like, putting a hand in you, like, has gone into the collective trauma of Ace Attorney fans. Not so fast. But what is it now? Don't I deserve a chance to explain myself? Explain? What is there to explain? I believe I told you earlier that I went to the bathroom. Well, I got lost when I did. I wanted to ask for directions when I opened up the dressing room door. No one was inside. And that's when I saw the name of the move on the right board. You punk! Still trying to get out of this? Do you really think you can get away at this point?
Mr. Edgeworth, isn't there anything we can do to stop him? He's really bullshitting his way out of this one!
I don't have enough evidence on hand to do anything. I didn't have the outside evidence. I need to put this man away for good. That's what I need, and perhaps... Agent Lang, I believe an investigation of the dressing room is in question is in order. It's possible that we may find new evidence there. Yeah, Mr. Edgeworth pokes around in there, and I'm sure we'll find some new facts, pal.
Oh, and if we lose Little Thief, then we may even learn something from recreation.
Not so fast!
We don't need to do any of that.
What? Wolfie? How could you?
I'm not saying this to be mean. It's just that we've already searched there. My men really are something else. And they found nothing? There's only one thing I can say, you sis, and that's that he found nothing. That's it. Oh, he's sweating bullets. He's right. If they found something, they would have reported it to us. They couldn't find anything because there was nothing there to find. And if there's nothing info to fit into Lil Thief, then I can't do much to help either. Is this the end? The murder took place in the theater, which is not protected under extraterritorial rights. In fact, it was Mr. Alba himself who committed the murder. If I can't prove both statements to be true, Mr. Alba walks away as a free man. Is there no way of course other than left to us? It would appear that your hands of cards has turned to be a bust. Oh no, he's mentioning Balatro, guys. I can't escape Balatro! No! You were the true buffoon, Miles Edgeworth. If you will excuse me. Because of you people, I missed my flight. Now I must make haste to arrange a new one. And there's another person to hold it.
Who is it this time?
It's her.
Hold it right there, you whippersnapper!
First Larry, now you!
What is that scary mobster-like scowl on your face, Edgy Poo?
It's a coping mechanism to you, ma'am.
Don't you treat me like I'm some sort of nuisance.
This outfit, yes. I will give it to Old Bag's credit. She did not design it. The Pink Princess outfit was like part of the lore from the beginning, and the person who designed it was like a big-ass otaku. I can put up an image of Salmonella just so you understand what kind of person we're dealing with. Hold on. Oh, you know, so like, you know, anyone who's watching this, that does not make it better. I know, it does not. It's a grim reminder.
I've been meaning to say this, but you all of you keep talking over things I don't get at all.
You're all clearly missing the Okay. Okay.
You're all leaving this lady in a sad, depressing, lonely dust, and I'm about to cry in!
Why did you have to speak up right at this instant? It does make it way worse.
But you know what, Edgy Poo? Cheer up. Because I'm about to give you the most wonderful thing!
The most wonderful thing from you.
It's so super special that I couldn't give it away to just anyone, you know? And my special present to my of love to my sweet Edgy Poo. Are you ready? Is this?
It's a box of those samurai dogs, right? Oh man.
Yes! Oh, Edgy Poo, here, go on and eat one and you'll feed right as rain.
Man, this case really took a turn for the goofy. Oh no. Oh no, oh no, it's compelling me again. Oh man, oh no. Oh no. Oh no, the possession, Chad, it's possessing me now. The urge. The urge. Oh, yuck. Are we through it? Are we through here?
Why did everyone get so quiet all of a sudden? Edgy Poo? Tell me you'll understand the depth of this lady's love for you.
Okay, I managed to suppress the curse, guys. I did it.
I'm not the one who hands out snacks willy-nilly, no, sir. Not even to poor little children or orphans. I prefer to eat it in front of their faces. The thought occurred to me that maybe it would be good if I fed you and sure you were nice and full. One day my dreams to serve you some of my own homemade food. I mean, isn't it a desire I would make sure that their beloved never goes angry? That's what I want to experience. Mr. Edgeworth, can you do anything about her? There's no power on earth that can force that woman into silence. Oh my god, she has a knife I forgot she has a knife. A rapier. A rapier. She has a rapier. But I'm so sick and tired of it. All you people do is look down on me. But even this box of samurai dogs played me for a fool. It had a special design on its fan, like the Japanese flag. I thought it was special. But when I ate one, it tastes just like the rest. Oh, it made me so mad. Oh my god, guys. She already ate the samurai dog. This is something this woman ate and she wants Edgeworth to finish it. I do not like that implication at all. Wait, a special box with a Hinomaru like fan on it. I never heard of such a piece of merchandise existing before. However, there is. The red sun on this fan is filled in. Is it possible? Could it be? After the show, the samurai dogs were piled up on the dressing room floor. This is definitely one of the silliest moments in the entirety of Ace Attorney canon, by the way. The contradiction of the facts between that and something like that should not exist, and yet it does. The rays from the frayed sun may be just what we need to point out in the right direction. Kids can be cruel, Jack. Kids can be cruel. Get it? Because he said red sun. And like the good old days after 9/11. And also all we're saying is give war a chance. Oh man, I don't know, like one of the games I really want to play on here is Metal Gear Rising. I think it'll be really funny. A present? The studio's bigwigs basically told us to play delivery boys. We were supposed to hand down the dogs off to the embassy people and tell them hi. I had to pile them up into the pushcart just to move them. I believe you understand what this means, correct? You killed Mr. Coach in the theater and then placed his body inside the pushcart. And then, you forced the steel samurai to unwittingly move the body for you. It's time to piece the final pieces of this logic puzzle together. No matter how fragile or small the connections may be. Once we've found them all, the way to the truth will be revealed. Okay. To connect this to that. There we go. The killer used the pushcart to transport the body, which means that they had to remove the samurai dogs from within first. Therefore, the samurai dogs were piled up on the dressing room floor, most likely taken up the pushcart by the killer. And now we connect this to that. We have the final piece of the logic puzzle. That which should not exist. This box of samurai dogs with Hinomaru on it. If this red sun was filled with when the killer was busy removing samurai dogs from the pushcart, then it's proof that the murder took place in the dressing room. As long as this red substance turns out to be what I believe it to be. Wendy Olback. I thank you. What you have given me is truly something very special. Achie-poo! Mr. Edgeworth, are you sure you're feeling okay, sir? Mr. Alba, as you suspected, you killed Mr. Cochin in that dressing room. Here's that pose again. How many times must I listen to you repeat yourself? Haven't you figured it out yet?
Your words are meaningless, worthless, and powerless. The only way I'm going to continue to cooperate is with some definitive evidence. That arrogance, that self-confidence. You believe that you've erased every piece of evidence that could incriminate you. However, there remains one piece here. The one piece! The one piece is real!
Can we get much higher?
And it was what will put you away for good. Ha! You're bluffing! Oh, Mr. Edgeworth. Sounds like you finally found them. You finally found the fangs we need to go after this Giles jugular. I mean, Edgeworth can be vampire-coded. Like, look at how he dresses. Look at how pale he is. I remember that, like, back in the day, me and my friend used to say that the guy's a vampire. Okay. So tell us, what about the box of samurai dogs? Wait, did I miss something? What about the box of samurai dogs is gonna put this old man away? The trace evidence will bring him down. Why it's here, of course. It's the Red Sun. This is a box of samurai dogs with Hinamaru Fen on it. This should have never existed. So I want you all to take a good look at this red spot. It's a single drop of blood. Boom! Huh? What? Blood, you say? Agent Lang, I'd like you to take this blood analyzed, post-haste. I've got to admit, I'm a bit surprised. I can't believe we found blood in a place like this. Hey you, get this down to the lab pronto.
But why is there blood in the box to begin with?
If we're lucky to think about the flow of the crime, I think the reason will become obvious. Larry, you said you transported the samurai dogs with a pushcart, correct? Oh, yeah, you have a great memory, Edgy. That pushcart was a bit too big for my son, you know what I mean? So to make sure everyone could see him, I had to pile some stuff in. I figured the samurai dogs were there, so I used them to fill out the cart. If what Larry is saying is true, then what were the boxes doing on the floor? I see. The killer took them in order to place the body in the pushcart. Exactly. And this is where I believe the victim's blood found its way into the box. But when my man investigated the room, not a single box of samurai dogs was there. Because embassy staff members had already confiscated them. Yes, no doubt to hide the evidence of the murder.
It's a good thing Mr. Oldbag managed to steal that one box before they got in them, huh? Looks like Miss Oldbag also managed to put this great thief to shame. Wait, what a scandalous way of putting that! I didn't steal, I received it for myself.
Quercus Alba, I'd say this was one very fatal oversight on your part.
Objection!
Sorry to rain on your little love fest, however. How can you use your self-confidence with no one situation like this? But even if that blood turns to belong to Mr. Cochin, then what?
So Mr. Edgeworth, it sounds like he's not ready to call it quits yet, huh?
Still a piece of evidence that was left in the scene of the crime. That alone has shed light on a new fact. That at the very least, we now have proof that the murder occurred in the dressing room. And you say that like it means something. Huh? Excuse me, sirs. Report! What were the results of the analysis? Sir, the analysis has claimed back and confirmed that the red substance is blood. I knew it. With this Quercus Alba...
Objection!
Mr. Edgeworth, I wonder if you might hear my question. Your question? Wow, this guy is really, really not wanting to go down. The one done before. Or have you forgotten? Even if that is Mr. Cochin's blood, what difference would it make?
Not so fast!
This guy really loves his... Like, he went from extraterritorial rights to what difference would it make. He needed to find another catchphrase. Like we already told you, proves that the crime scene was in the dressing room.
Objection!
It doesn't prove that I'm your killer, does it? Yeah, that's... He has a very good point. The blood on her box doesn't prove that Mr. Alba is the killer.
Then, this evidence, it's meaningless.
It can't be. We were so close, sir. Close on the Clarborough fam. Well.
I want to smack that smug look off its face. Come on.
Well, hold on. I'll read this I'll deliver the line correctly.
I want to smack that smug look off his face. Come on. There's got to be something we can do.
Finally found a solid piece of evidence. There must be something I can expose with it. Ugh! I can't think of a single thing. No, if you'll excuse me, I'll be on my way. That's his second catchphrase. Who was that? It's too late. I won't allow anyone to stop me now. It wasn't me, pal. It wasn't me this time either.
It wasn't me either.
It was me! Why did you... because I haven't finished recording everything to you yet, sir. Yeah, that felt... Honestly, that section just felt really added in just so they could have a fourth hold it. It was kind of annoying. There's more. What? Hurry up and spit it out! Yes, sir! That blood I mentioned. It's not for the same blood type as the victim's blood. What? No! What? What do you mean it's not the same type? You mean it's not the victim's blood? If it isn't his, then who the hell is it? I don't know, sir! All I know, it's not the same blood type as the victim, sir.
What do we do now, Mr. Edgeworth? I have no idea what's what anymore.
Neither do I. My, what an amusing turn of events. That blood door proves something to be true, all right. Namely, my words. And which one of your words would it be? And which one of your words would that be? The ones I said that your words are meaningless, worthless, and powerless. That blood has nothing to do with the murder investigation whatsoever. Need I remind you that the blood got onto that box long before I entered my embassy? It entered my embassy.
What sort of nonsense?
Yeah, it's blood, pal. There's no way it's not related to the murder. So, you would like to believe. But what if someone preparing to steal the samurai dogs had a small nosebleed? What then? Oh, I guess that's possible. Damn it! Have we been wasting our time on red herring? The blood doesn't belong to anyone connected to the case. And that should be cool enough. Marcus Alba, you bastard! Silence! Don't you ever address me with such a filthy word again. I've wasted enough time with you, and you have your answers. Now let me through.
Not so fast!
Alba, doesn't matter where you run off to, you will never escape me. Someday I'll have the satisfaction of sticking my fangs into you. You'll see. And all of Interpol will be behind me, working to see that day comes. You know what your words sound like to me? They sound like the whinings of a pathetic loser of a mutt. Oh no! He dogged the wolf! Is this really the extent of all we can do? Is this blood really from someone completely unrelated to the case? Or is there another possibility? Someone other than the victim? Just when I thought I had him back in the corner, it is I who had knocked into one. In a situation like this, what would that man do? Well, you know what that man would do. That was another mention of our boy. What would he do? What would he, who can turn any desperate situation around, do? He is invoking the right to Phoenix Wright. Turn it around. That's it. I must turn my way of thinking around. I must do a turnabout. It's not whose blood is this. It's whose blood could get on the box like this. If I think about it that way, if the blood got onto the box when the body was being placed into a pushcart, then the owner of said blood must have been in the dressing room at the time. And there's only one person that could be. Well, I must praise you for trying so hard. It's because of you, kids, that I was removed from center stage. And I will be forced to live out the rest of my life in the shadows, unfortunately. But it's no little loss, as the underworld will allow me more freedom than you'll ever know. Freedom like that of a raven feels like flies through the dark... Freedom, like what the raven feels like it as it flies through the dark night sky. You can't lay a finger on me. Not now, or ever. The arm of the law is powerless before me.
Objection!
Oh. Powerless, is it? I wouldn't be so sure about that if I were you. What do you mean? Allow me to describe you in one word. Pitiful. Pitiful? How so? Quercius Alba, your wings were clipped long ago. And for someone who is trying to fly away on them without noticing that fact, pitiful is the perfect word to describe you. Ha! Mere words. What do you mean by his wings were clipped, Mr. Edgeworth? Just what do you think it means, Kate? We already caught him in our trap a while back. It's an incredibly powerful, definitive piece of evidence. Hey, hey! Arthur, Mr. Prosecutor! Here to speak in English. What are you talking about? What piece of evidence? The piece I speak of is, of course, this drop of blood. But we know not... But we now... No, it's not from the victim. It doesn't... Wow. I don't see how it remains relevant to the case at all. Miss von Karma, I believe that is exactly why it is very important in that case. And the part that is the most important is the fact that it's not the victim's blood. You're looking a little pale. Good. And I believe you're already aware of what I mean. And you know who the blood belongs to? Huh. Of course I do. This piece of evidence is irrefutable proof that will stop the killer in his tracks. The blood that soiled the box of the samurai dogs belongs to this person.
Take that!
The blood of the red sun on this box belongs to you, Sounddowner. I mean, Quercus Alba. What? Why is his blood in the box of samurai dogs? He's not even a victim. The blood fell into the box when Mr. Cochin's body was being loaded into the bushcart. And that during that time, there's only 2 people in the dressing room who were the victim and his killer. So that's what you mean. If the blood doesn't belong to the victim, then there's only one other person it can belong to. Yes, that person is the murderer himself. That's the only logical conclusion. But Mr. Cochin's was the one being stabbed, sir. And Mr. Alba... Why would Mr. Alba have been the one who was bleeding? What if during the murder, Mr. Cochin's had fought back? Maybe before Mr. Alba could have killed him, Mr. Cochin managed to wound Mr. Alba. Yes, and I believe I have the piece of evidence that proves he was bleeding then. What makes this piece of evidence that shows Mr. Alba was probably bleeding at the time?
Take that!
Now we're in the pursuit theme. And the climax of this case does feel really dragged. Ugh.
Mr. Alba, You bear on your body a great wound. That was from when the Master Second attacked me with a pair of scissors.
Yeah, and that happened way after he was in the dressing room.
But is that really what happened? You can manufacture a weapon by smearing blood on it, so I can't just accept that as a fact. Shall we try a test, Mr. Alba, and see if the shape of your moon matches the scissors?
Objection!
You really are something else, Mr. Edgeworth. You don't let a single thing slip you by, no matter how insignificant the possibility. Yeah, he learned that from his partner, from the man who gave him necessary feelings. Okay, and let's continue. You managed to give the law a slip for 10 years at the smuggling ring's leader. No matter the danger, you can't hide every last ounce of fear and anxiety from everyone. You truly are one of a kind criminal.
Objection!
I am the master of my fear. However, to think that a person such as you could miss such a large thing, I believe they've overlooked something. You said that my wound was caused by Mr. Cochin. And that is what caused here in one of the theater's dressing rooms, right? Wow. I can't believe the hiccups overtook me. It's probably the punishment for the goofy impersonation. I'm going to drink some water to try to get rid of the hiccups. I don't know if it got that. Man, that really sucks. I can't believe that, like, in the biggest climax of this case, that's when I decide to have a hiccup. I'd like to point out that it's simply not possible. My wound is a stab wound, and one that could only have come from a blade. I wonder where you'll propose such a weapon came from.
This theater was packed with security guards.
It would have been impossible for anyone to come to this area with a weapon of any sort. And then, how did you come with the whip?
I told him it was my steam toy. That's what I did.
Not so fast!
Just as Mr. Alba was able to bring in the alabaster knife in a bouquet. There must have been a way, some other way to sneak in the weapon of some sort. Oh, but as long as you can prove what other way is, all your talk about Mr. Cochin stabbing me is pure nonsense. If that's the other way it does exist, you better hurry and tell me now. With pleasure. Wait, what? This piece of evidence shows you how Mr. Cochin brought a weapon into the theater. For we know...
Take that!
It's the key. The Atagarasu key. Among law enforcement, this piece is known as the Atgarasu's key. That key! That's the key that my father stole from here 7 years ago. And it's very unique, in that it is both a key and a knife. Meaning that under the guise of a key, it could have been easily brought into the theater. Grah! You couldn't dispose of the knife that stabbed you. Therefore, you wiped out the blood and placed it in with Mr. Cochin's coat pocket. After all, the key itself opens the safe in his office. Inside that safe, there was a document about the Kodopian paper, signed by Mr. Cochin. In order to make it look like Mr. Cochin died as the leader of the smuggling ring, you had to make sure that the police were the ones who opened that office safe. All that hard work to save yourself only saved to destroy you in the end. Shall we try matching this knife's blade with your rune, Mr. Quirkus Alba? I think we finally got him, chat. And that is what some may call the coup de grace. Impossible! You can't take me down! Swine, all of you! Especially Manny Cochin! This is all because of that man's betrayal. Oh, now we got him. We got him for real, chat. He sought to steal control of the smuggling ring from me by removing me as ambassador. Which is why he deserved to die while bearing his guilt for all my crimes for me. That's why I sent out the Atagarasu's card and how this incident was born. Manny was supposed to be the smuggling ring's leader who was killed by the Atagarasu. But I had another reason, another story that was supposed to play out. My death was supposed to bring everything to a close. And that would have gotten away with it if it wasn't for you meddling prosecutors. He coughed up. Mr. Alba, I'm afraid there is one more question I forgot to ask. Wait, just to ensure. This country, or Albast's, which country's course would you rather face first? Either way, it's game over for you. You're no longer an ambassador, and you're no longer a Steel Samurai fan, and above all, you're no longer a gamer. Edgeworth! I think his eyes were gouged out. And with that, we got him. We got him. As it's March 17th, 2 days later. And we're in the defendant lobby. Ooh, this is it! The big day! It's Mr. Alba's trial today. Next week he's scheduled to stand trial in his own country in Valabas. Francisca is heading that one. I suspect she'll be serving a full course of the whiplashes at it. They're working together as siblings. That's really cool. Honestly, when Francisca and Edgeworth are working together... Yeah. It's like, when they work together, they become an absolute menace to society. Or in this case, Quirkus Alba. I don't even want to think about what would like... I don't even want to think about what that would look like. I caught a glimpse of Mr. Alba as he was being escorted to courthouse. And boy, he looked about as glum as I do the day before I get my monthly paycheck. Oh man. Poor Gumshoe. You know, I've been thinking. That flight attendant and even Mr. Portman were all Mr. Alba's secret agents. Correct. And smuggling ring was common thread between all the incidents. Kalimele was to provide support during the smuggling ops, using her job as a flight attendant. Mr. Portsman was there to manipulate trials related to the ring and end it in their favor. Oh, go you airlines in the prosecutor's office. No one was safe from the smuggling ring, huh, sir? I suspect there are even more members of this ring spread throughout the world. Yeah, sounds like such a big op that I can't even begin to imagine what it's like. What is it, detective? Nothing. It's just, well, come to think of it. Mr. Ernest Armano's trial is also scheduled for later today, sir. I'm aware of that. Mr. Amano has been working with the smuggling ring now for over 10 years. He used the Amano Group's various connections worldwide to assist the ring. Well, hold on. Okay. I had to close the door because this is really the end of the game, and I want there to be no distractions. But all that has come to an end, as his conglomerate is now undergoing harsh scrutiny. I owe Mr. Amano a debt of gratitude, but he must pay his debt to society. Well, with his arrest of both Mr. Alba and Mr. Amano, I guess that about wraps up the KG8 incident as well, huh? I suppose so. The real killer in the KG8 incident 10 years ago was Manny Cochin. And 7 years ago, the killer in the second KG8 incident was Macrell. Those two facts are Man, the tongue twisters are hitting me hard now. Woof. Those two facts are the unshakable truth, however. It seems that a lot of effort was put into hiding these and other truths from us. And I will expose it all in the trials today. You're solving cases left and right today, aren't you, sir? CCU indeed, ma'am. Oh, I almost forgot about Dade Man. That's such a bad name to have. Perhaps now, these two brave souls who tried to make the truth known can rest in peace. By the way, I received some gifts from the Ambassador Paleno. Shrimp, crab with beef. I don't need any of these and I'm giving it to you. What? Seriously, sir? Wait, actually, I don't think I want them anymore. The way you're holding them, don't tell me they're just coupons, sir. It's a gumshoe. Have you not read the paper recently? Ever since the two countries became Codopia again, its economy has changed. Really? And it seems that Ambassador Paleno has reaped the benefits of his own from it. He has been announced as the official ambassador of the newly reunified Codopia. And honestly, between him and the leader of the smuggling ring, he is the better option.
But what a pity. Even though every item you sent is a treasure, you don't even seem all that interested. Well, if you don't want them, I can give them to my lovely assistant, Kay.
Wait! That's not what I said! So, Mr. Edgeworth, please let me have them, sir. Actually, come to think of it, where is Kay? How come she's still not here? She hid.
Hey, you've got to be more alert than that.
Yeah!
I can't believe you didn't notice. I was even mimicking Mr. Edgeworth's voice for a bit.
I totally didn't notice you, or realize that voices was you. Langzy says, ferocious love blooms with each new spring. Agent Lang, a pleasant surprise to see you here. It's been a long time since I set foot in the courthouse, but I wasn't going to miss. Watching the guy who screwed up my country finally get what's coming to him. Well, that and something else. I want to see you in action in court. Is that so, Agent Ming? We flushed out all the counterfeit bills, but so Zheng Fai is finally at peace again. It's all thanks to you, so I just want to say thanks. And it's been a long time coming to get that thanks from him. It only took that and a slight character rewrite between case 3 and 5 to make this character work.
Wow, I never thought I'd see the day old Wolfie says thanks to Mr. Edgeworth.
I should be the one thanking you, Agent Lang. If you hadn't negated Mr. Alba's extraterritorial rights, I would have not been able to bring him to trial. I believe the victory belongs to the both of us in this case. Shared victory, huh? Look, don't get me wrong, I'll still never forgive you prosecutors. And I have zero interest in that truth thing you talk about in court. I mean, you kinda did. I mean, I think he's just being a bit of a tsundere. I always done things my own way, and that's not about to change. You got that? I see. And I believe you should follow your own creed when you do your job. Yeah, and if there's ever someone you precious truth can't catch, feel free to sit around and cry about it all you want. But as for me, I'm going to get that person no matter what. Alright. It's about time for the trial to start. I will see you later. I'll be watching your performance from gallery. I'm looking forward to this. I've heard a whole room of ticker tape for today's victory, sir.
I'll help throw some around when Mr. Edgeworth wins.
Hope you got enough, because I'm going to call my men up as well. A modest amount of ticker tape goes a long way. Yeah, that's one of my favorite things about Ace Attorney, is that, like, there's always a confetti. And, like, it's canonical that Gumshoe's the one who throws them. The scene shifts to the courtroom, and the final act of this long tale begins. The legend of the great thief Yatagarasu. It's the story of those who chose to dedicate their lives to the pursuit of the truth. Prosecutors are those who speak the guilty verdict for the defendants they meet. And to that end you have no choice but to win by any means necessary. My creed was forced on me since I was very young. However, I no longer think that's all what prosecutors do, and that is because... Even though I've only been away from the courtroom for a short time, I feel as though it's been a lifetime since I've set foot in one. Nay, more than any other day, I feel the fight within me rising. And we did it, chat. We actually finished the game. This game was a lot of fun. I was really happy to follow this one. I'm really Mr. Edgeworth's death from the other day. Thanks to him, I'm still afraid to stare at the friendly blue skies. Oh, so what my suitcases? I've been selling them on the internet. They've been become a real sensation. She opened her Etsy. Thanks to the praise of the art world has lavished in my work being truly postmodern. The airline has chosen me to design their new line of Goyu jumbo jets. Just think, someday we'll be able to take a ride in my pink-walled, yellow-seated jet. I can't believe she succeeded on Etsy. That's so good on her. Now he falls down. Honestly, it's also kind of Virginian inspired. Edgeworth? The truthless of a rude man. Because of him, my time and money were wasted. But more important, I received the most fantastic treasure recently. The primitive statue of the Principality of Cordopia. Its face a bit light in my hands, but the Ambassador Palaeno was most generous. How do we tell this guy that he got a fake? Honestly? And now we're gonna see what Franziska is up to. We finally caught Agent Hicks's killer, and I was able to witness Mr. Alba's teary eyes. It feels good to finally bring everything to a close. I received another offer from Interpol to work another case in cooperation with them. However, the Cordopian courts await. Cordopia there is supposed to be very flesh, so my vape should be fine, no vigor there. I can't believe her, whip can breathe. Pretty impressive, you ask me. And there's Mike Mickens. Time to do my lisp again, it's been a while. This little patrolman has been fired as of today, sir! I thought I might be safe until we found the gun I had dropped. But I hadn't noticed I dropped my police badge too! I guess I really broke the canvas back and I couldn't find my badge. My life is suddenly tripped into a dark black hole, sir! I think I'll go to the courthouse and file a complaint with Ruffles, man! Oh, I can't believe Kazuya and Yuri also did the illustrations in this one. That's interesting. And here's Emma. Here's Best Girl. Good old Meekins, yeah. I was actually hoping to talk to Mr. Edgeworth a bit more than I did. But I've got to get going and return to Europe. Still got a long way to go and a lot of stuff to study there. Next time I help Mr. Edgeworth in case, I'm going to do it as a real forensic scientist. She's one of my favorites. We'll talk about it. I'm sure I can give him all the help I need, scientifically. I like Emma. I like all the girls. It's a bit of, we can talk Best Girl in a bit. You're welcome to write your comments and I'll tell you if I agree or not. Because the kidnapping was staged, I was let off easy.
But I won't be going outside much anytime soon, but that's really okay. The only prison I'm forever trapped in is the cage of love. The guard down at the detention center. Well, when he's on guard duty. He has such a cold look in his eyes, just like that prosecutor. But stop it, Lauren! We will never learn to stop being a prisoner of love.
Poor girl. She's very much 19 and in love. Can't say I haven't been there myself. It appears there are all sorts of drama that takes place outside the courtroom. Since we judges here are day in and day out, I only heard a few rumors, but apparently Mr. Edgeworth teamed up with a thief and became a detective. Maybe I should team up with a bailiff and try to become a lawyer or something. I would pay for that. Welcome to the stream. Hello, why is Gumshoe the color of gum? Because we're in the flashback credits, explode things. Now we're talking to Maggie. Yeah, you missed a lot of like the big confrontation. We used the hot dog to catch a man with murder.
Whew, I barely escaped death yet again.
Yeah, but boy, were we lucky to have Mr. Edgeworth to help us out, huh?
Yeah, but because I lost the key, I got fired from my security guard job.
Don't let it get you down, Maggie. You still got me.
You're right, sir. I won't be sad. I'm going to pick myself up and get through this. I wonder what my next job should be. Ooh, this is actually kind of fun.
She's really embracing her, embracing her unemployed girl era. I respect that about her. Now, Paleno is next.
Why not come to Cordopia for your summer vacation? We have coupons aplenty. Right now, our embassy is proud to present our Let's Investigate the Murder show.
Although recreating that particular case has created a few small fires on its own. Then we have a few problems with the fire marshals, but the next event will be great. I love how I've been catching titles Capture the Attagrasu. Of course, I hope to in this case help in creating our latest attraction. Why are her eyes fried eggs? Is he a fly? No, he's an ambassador. But he is butterfly themed. So, fly-ish. I can't believe that Mindy ditched me and went to Japan. But it's okay, because that's how I met Miharu. We're planning to go to Paris soon and start a business. Oh my god, more fried eyes, yummers. We're going to sell blue ocean dogs. They'll sell like hot dogs for sure. A blue hot dog and a blue bun. They guarantee it'll help you tongue and your face blue. I know I'm not really the type to work a lot or at all really, but... Oh, I noticed I really haven't seen that guy in blue suit at all recently. I wonder what's up. Well, the next time we meet, I'm gonna make him eat one of my dogs. Oh, woof woof. Yeah, what I wanted to say is that, like, I like how, Ace Attorney, like, a lot of people... No! He needs to go to the whip treatment. I gave testimony in court today, as a member of the Autogros. Yo, Mr. Bad, you look well, all things considered. By the way, have you noticed that the elements within the ring have begun moving? They're probably fighting over who should succeed. Over who should be the next boss. Although, to be honest, I wish I could forget I ever heard that smuggling ring. Lanzi says, thoroughly bite the poisonous snake from head to tail. No one runs afoul of law and escapes the wolf's fangs. I'll get you all yet. Ah, you youth. When did I become so old, I wonder? I've begun to noticing the gray hairs in my beard more. I'm thinking of retiring my mirror. I think if retiring your mirror would happen. What in the 4 kids, Sanji, is this lollipop nonsense? What else isn't it?
I was the Pink Princess and the Pink Badger all in the span of 2 days. Talk about busy. But it's alright, because I got a letter from my beloved Edgy Poo, and it wasn't a restraining order. Please take care of your hip, and when you wish to speak, first take off your headpiece. What does it mean by that statement? It's not like I enjoy being in a 108 piece every time I head.
Boy, does this one like to yap. She does love to yap. That is pretty true. So, yeah. Now we're in the epilogue. Whoop! I feel so much better now that trial's over. And as always, your legal prowess was top-notch, sir.
Yeah, and nothing beat the look of Mr. Alba's face when he revealed the ring's secrets. I was amazed. You're like a totally different person when you step into the courtroom.
And Mr. Edgeworth is always 10 times fiercer in court, and this time we didn't even need to update the autopsy report. Based on what information Mr. Alba offered, there had begun a large-scale operations to clean up the rest of the ring, which I'm happy to leave Franziska and Agent Lane. So what are your plans now, Kay?
Oh, well, we've taken care of the creep who killed my fathers. I'm not sure. Hey, I know! Maybe I'll just keep on being Mr. Edgeworth's assistant.
Are you trying to steal my job, pal?
Just kidding, just kidding. I can't steal something so important to you, Gummy.
Whew, what a relief. Kay?
Yes?
Even after all what's happened, are you still planning to become the great thief?
Of course! But I don't want to tarnish the legend of the noble Gatagarasu. So I'm going to hold off on doing anything until I make a tight 3-person team of my own.
A 3-person team?
A 3-person team of young beauties the same age as me, if possible.
She's gonna do a totally spies thing. She needs to find a Sam and a Clover. With those criteria, I highly doubt you'll find the 2 other people you need.
My father chose to fight for the truth. I think that's what's so noble about him. So you see, Mr. Edgeworth, the only things I will ever steal are the truths that have been hidden away.
Yeah, she's an information broker.
I'm going to work extra hard to make the world where the Gatagarasu isn't needed.
Let's both strive for such a future.
Well, I guess it's time for you to get going.
I see. Okay, keep up your chin up and stay strong, okay? And don't be a stranger.
Don't worry, I'll be back. I'll be sure to break the lock on the window and sneak in.
If you could, I'd appreciate it if you came in through the building's front door. It's okay, Mr. Edgeworth. The lock on my window of the house has been broken for forever. That's not a good thing. Oh my god, Gumshoe. Edgeworth, just give him a raise so we can fix the locks on this window.
Oh, one last thing before I go. Let's take a group photo picture, just the 3 of us.
Yeah, a commemorative photo. Every big case has to end with one. No.
Hey, why not?
Don't tell me you're camera shy, Mr. Edgeworth. Of course not, detective.
Come on, Mr. Edgeworth, I'm taking the picture now. Hey, come back here!
Mr. Edgeworth, you can't run away from this, sir. Yeah, hey, Detective Gumshoe. Stop that. I can't be seen doing that.
Oh, I'm totally taking it now. Say cheese!
And thus, the long tale of the KG incident came to a close. We saw the demise of a smuggling ring and the birth of a little grey thief. But there is a little time to rest and relax. For I am eager to tackle the investigation onto a new case. The reason for my eagerness is my want to pursue the truth, and my want to believe in the strength of those who use the power to the law for good. As someone who has chosen to live my life as a prosecutor, that is my new creed. Oh, this is so cute. And with that, we finished Ace Attorney Investigations. And I will now proceed to give my full thoughts and opinions. But not before waiting until the game lets me save. And we have new items locked in gallery. Nice. So, that I will now proceed to Yap. Exactly. So, Ace Attorney Investigations, a classic from my preteen years, and honestly, revisiting it, it holds up quite well. It's funny, like laugh out loud funny, and I think that above, like, it really is a fun romp. There's just a lot of fun about like moving Edgeworth around and finding the solutions to the cases. They got really creative in that. Kay is great, she's a great assistant. Lang I have problems with, but it gets better by the end. And there are some good witnesses. I'd say that, like, Bad and You are amazing characters. And I think that, like, by the end of it, the game kind of found its footing. In terms of, like, the characters and what it wants to say. Like, a lot of the witnesses did feel, like, a little, not as interesting, but they were still, like, fun to have. Like, a bit two-dimensional. But I still had a good time, like, taking down the villains. Like, the Millie, bad bed sheets one was nice. Like, I would say this is not a bad game. But I will say that, like, Turnout Ablaze could have been made shorter. Like, the entire endgame, like, took me 5 hours to complete. That's a little ridiculous. And a lot of it just had a bunch of fluff, where Alba just, like, shut things out. And, like, there were just a bunch of moments where like, they could have connected things a little earlier. They needed a bit of, like, pacing to help it out. But it's not a bad case. It's not as bad as some of the other cases, and I still had a lot of fun. Defeating the Palpatine of this game was a lot of fun, but I want to look up in the gallery and see if there's anything to look around about. So, we have some accolades, probably the achievements. I don't know if I'm gonna 100% the game. There's probably other things that I have yet to investigate. But hey, I did investigate Turnabout Ablaze. I see that, like, the silver and the gold stuff is for stuff that's, like, harder to miss. I didn't know this game had story mode, which honestly feels kind of ridiculous. I did also need to, like, use the evidence one time, like the big scary Alba testimony with the extra penalty just kind of felt unneeded. And look, we completed the photo album. We have all the photos. How nice is that? And we have this photo as well, which is really cute. So yeah, not much to say other than that I had a lot of fun with revisiting this game. It's not the best game in the series, and I'd say that, like, it lacks some of the emotional stakes as others. The game after just has a little more, like, when it comes to, like, emotional meat. And now we're gonna look, and let's see, in the character compendium we have all the sprites for everyone. It's all 100%ed. How nice is that? And we also have Missile! The best character! Here he is here, and here he is walking. And here he is running. And here he is running with the panties. And here he is eating. And here he is just being a missile. The missile is lunching. And it seems like... Is there anything I missed? Ah, yes, all those. I'm just gonna run and make sure everything's cleared out. It's probably because I forgot to press on some things, but it's fine, I'm not in a rush. to like 100% the game. So, we are going to now proceed to look at some of the evidence, some of the concept art we have yet to look at. There is stuff from Ace Attorney Investigations 2, which we're going to overlook. So this is like the original character designs. We see this is some of the concept arts for Eddie Fender. I was about to call him Raidman Shield, but they did change the character concept. We could have, in another universe, we could have gotten Jacques Portsman with a goatee. I'm a little salty about that. Who's this character? Oh, it's probably Buddy Faith. They did some doodles of him. And with Cammy, it seems like the difference was in the waviness, and with Rhoda, she looked a little too, rude. I like that they just, like, made her have a softer look. We also have, like, some of the other designs. This is, like, the proto one where, like, she looks kind of like Bayonetta when you think about it. So, like, there was this pass, and, like, and then you had Cammy. And then it seems like they simplified her a little more, and with Rhoda they made her more straight-laced and cuter. And it seemed, I like how you have these details of like she had the glasses and she looks more straight-laced, and Cammy, like, they pretty much seem to have like the same thing. And you have Zinc LeBlanc, and here it looks more serious, and here they kind of like gave him the hat. I like this Proto Zinc LeBlanc with the mustache. It looks so funny. And then there's other images of like characters, probably more Zinc LeBlanc fan art. I like the crusty, like, there's so many funny, goofy designs here. And also, young Zinc LeBlanc, for anyone who wanted to know what he looks like and look before he let himself go. Then we have the Badger costumes and some lovely images of Old Bag. I like some of the designs. Like, there's somewhere he looks more serious, and also like a young version. He also drew a young version of him. More like Zinky Boink. And then you have Lauren. It seems like maybe Lauren was meant to be the villain at some point, but they changed it up. And then with Lance, you have like Lauren, like more old versions of Lauren, and here she looks more 70s anime. There was also like a younger version of him, and then they just added fat. And look at Edgeworth and this side. He looks so annoyed with this. I like how there's also like images with like a brush pen of Detective Bad. It seems like you could have had Walter White Bad. Bald Bad is real. My therapist says that Bald Bad is real, that he cannot hurt me. Bald Detective Bad. Man, if Gamercore wasn't here in live, she probably would have been very excited about seeing these old ones. Look, he even drew him without a fucking shirt! And with a bike! It's really funny. Like, here he is as a biker. Why? Because why not? And there we have Callisto U. And like, I like how you have Bad versus you. There's a lot of charm to the pencil sketches. It's why, in the end of the day, drawing on pencil and paper is like my favorite medium. Also some brush pen illustrations, where she looks much more evil, to be honest. And then they kind of decide to tame it down and like make her look more professional. Some Yatagarasu stuff. I like, he does look a lot like a Lupin the Third character. And look at the guy doing the OK sign there. It's probably Iwamoto drawing himself. And then we have like the illustrations for the gang, like the old ones. So we have Byron Faraday with the katana. And then you have Callisto Yu as a tactical commander and Bad as a detective. I love these illustrations a lot. They're so cool. Okay, this is nothing we haven't seen before because these characters were already designed. Then we have Alba. And then you have like Alba who's a tree. And then we have like he looks even more like a tree in this one. It's really ridiculous. And like the old man. I like this one specifically because he looks like a One Piece villain. Look, he looks like a One Piece villain or like a Bleach guy. And like you basically have like he became this old dignified man that stands between Edgeworth. But then he's actually like this old Dilfy Baron. But I think that like the game already filled his quota of hot men with Quercus Alba. You had to draw the line somewhere. And you have line up for some of the victims. I like how Iwamoto draws himself. It's really funny. And I think that in here we pretty sure that this right here is already Ace Attorney, like the second Ace Attorney fan art. So I'm just gonna leave this because this is what we call spoilers and stuff for next week, when we will be visiting the official translation of Ace Attorney Investigations 2, Prosecutor's Gambit. I'm really stoked. I am super excited to see how well this translation holds up. And to just revisit one of the best games in the series, as far as I remember. But yeah, until then, I will stay with the fact that Investigations 1 is a good game. It's a lot of fun. I had a lot of fun revisiting it. It was also funny. A good time. I had a smile on my face all the way through playing it. And until we get there, we'll stay frosty. And don't forget to tune in on Monday when we'll be beginning a new series. And you guys will be the first to find out what we'll be playing. It was really fun. Thanks for the stream. Yeah, Ace Attorney is a very fun game. And I'm glad we're not done with Ace Attorney just yet. Because you see, this is a threat. How new series. Be there or else. Yeah, be there or else. I'm serious. Also, we reached 40 followers, so only 10 more, and I will be starting to stream and play Honkai Star Rail. So tell your friends that I am building up to that target. But yeah, Saturday is gonna be Ace Attorney Investigations 2, which will be a lot of fun. I'm curious to hear about the new pun names. I'm curious to see if how good the localization is. Honestly, localization to the series has always been great. And it seems like with Eustace Winter, they already did a really funny joke with him that was leaked. So I'm really curious. I'm really excited to also re-experience that game. But yeah, stay tuned on Monday for the new series. It'll be really cool. And until then, I hope you stay frosty. I'll see you later.